T-Mobile held its investor day yesterday, giving investors updated financial targets on its purchase of Sprint. And it did claim itself the victor in the C-band auction. CEO Mike Sievert joins us now. Very good to have you this morning, Mike. Verizon spends $54 billion, AT&T 27. You guys come in at 10, and you claim that's makes you the winner. Why?
Well, it does. We're so delighted with what's unfolded and what we've seen in all these announcements. What it shows is the value, the extraordinary value of what T-Mobile has. Our competitors just spent a combined $80 billion trying to catch up and match us, and they fell short. $80 billion and still falling short. And I want to make sure to point out that we didn't just leave this auction with the most mid-band spectrum. We left the auction with the best mid-band spectrum. Our 2.5 gigahertz spectrum is more than 50% better in most use cases. And yet we have more of it than anybody else. And so it's really terrific because we've taken it and run ahead by about 2 years with the best asset base in the industry. And it's going to make us famous for network in the 5G era.
Yeah, what does that mean, you've run ahead by 2 years? And does this also mean that you're done? You don't need any more spectrum at this point? Because there will be more for sale, even perhaps as soon as later this year.
Well, what it means is, as we sit here today, we're more than 1 million square miles ahead of AT&T and Verizon on deployment. We have more 5G geographic coverage out there than AT&T and Verizon combined. And we're adding coverage at a record pace, at a pace no company in this industry has ever done. So we started ramping up this engine 2 years ago, and now it's running at pace. While our competitors just seized some assets, they didn't catch up, but they just seized some assets that they're going to get after. But they're way behind. Now, to your question, yesterday we announced a business plan where we demonstrated massive cash flow potential from this business with very reasonable assumptions, assumptions that don't require us to catch any unicorns. We just have to go do what we've already demonstrated we know how to do, and we'll unlock massive cash flow potential in this business. And we have everything we need to deliver that business plan right now.
Mike, I'm curious about the push into broadband. How quickly can you deploy? What markets are the most key for your strategy? And how big is that opportunity? What could that growth opportunity look like over the longer term?
Well, last week we announced our work from home solution, and so we just started our rollout of home broadband for our business home office workers, and that's across more than 50 million of the U.S. population. It will rapidly expand to nationwide. It's such an exciting thing. Now, work from home workers no longer have to share the Wi-Fi with their kids, and that's so important. And they also don't have to worry about security if they are enterprises. They can get their home office workers a secure connection. Later this month, as we unveiled yesterday, we'll be announcing our consumer launch plans across a wide swath of this country with rate plans, go-to-market plans, et cetera. So we're really excited about what's ahead in home broadband. And from a timing standpoint, we're way ahead of the other new entrants.
So whether we're talking about broadband, whether we're talking about plans to increase the share of smaller markets and rural areas, I know we're coming off of this spectrum auction and some of those key contracts you just won, but at a time where you have SpaceX, for example, building its Starlink constellation, you have OneWeb, AST, and Science, a number of others that are looking to put satellites into orbit to beam things like broadband down for increased connectivity. Is that something that you see as possible competition or something as you see as a complement or potential partners to your business?
It could be a complement or a future collaborator. Ultimately, for the core mainstream broadband connection, it's going to come down to capacity. And those emerging technologies won't be able to match on capacity, but they'll be really great augments for places that macro networks don't reach. But capacity will be the game. And nobody has the ability to deliver more capacity to more places than T-Mobile. And that's so great. This is a company that used to be a scrappy upstart. Now we're the #2 provider, but with the demonstrably best asset base in this industry.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.